Hi, everyone. I'm Robert Isaacs, former director of spine surgery at Duke University, multi-time exited founder in the computer-assisted surgery space, and CEO and co-founder of TrackX. TrackX gives surgeons a virtual live fluoroscopy, meaning they can see their surgical tools whenever they want, take a standard x-ray. But in between all the x-rays they take, they get what's virtual live fluoroscopy. They can see where they are as if they're hitting the button without the radiation exposure. That's a real x-ray. But in between the next x-ray and that's all virtual. And then that's a real x-ray, and then that's all virtual. They can see critically where they are at all times, and then when they need to take a shot, they can take any shot they want. We're going after the 17 million or so fluoroscopic procedures performed in the United States every year. We're starting with minimally invasive spine surgery and then branching out from there. We have a razors and blades strategy where effectively we place units, we consign units in a hospital, we sell disposables, we call them snaps, $2,000 on average per snap, $3,000 on average per procedure. We have over 90% margins, multiple issued patents, broad FDA clearance, and greater than 15% month-over-month traction over the last 3 quarters. We're over a $3.5 million run rate at this point. Anyone who's been in an operating room has seen a fluoroscopically guided procedure. In fact, half of the most common medical procedures in the United States every year are fluoroscopically guided, meaning an X-ray machine called a fluoroscope is used to help guide the physician to do what they want to achieve. And they all look like this. It's X-ray, 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 X-ray. X-ray is you're trying to move that instrument into the spot that the surgeon wants in order to perform that step in the procedure. X-ray, 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 and eventually they'll get there. Eventually they'll get to the point where they want to. And once they do, they'll be done with that step. And then they'll move to the next step, which will look an awful lot like that. And rinse and repeat. Each individual X-ray is not that big a deal. The cumulative impact of the hundreds to literally thousands of X-rays taken in a given procedure has massive impact to the lives of healthcare providers and patients. 4 times higher rate of cancer amongst physicians who perform these procedures. Half of us will end up getting cataracts, and the patient will increase their lifetime risk of cancer by a couple percent. These are problems. And of course, they've been looking for solutions. Medical device companies, unless you have been not privy to the field, have been looking at robots and navigation systems and the like for decades, trying to solve this problem, trying to avoid taking these x-rays in the operating room. But the majority of us, in fact, over 3/4, never use them. Most of us find the systems to be cumbersome, bulky, and extremely inefficient in the OR. They slow us down by half an hour or more, and have been shown actually in every national payer-based study to increase the rate of major complications. So people use a fluoroscope because they want to confirm what they're doing in real time. They want to make sure they're doing the surgery correctly. They'd rather risk their own health. It's in every hospital in the country. A fluoroscope is in every outpatient center. A fluoroscope is everywhere. It's ubiquitous technology. It's the way we're all trained to do surgery, and it doesn't change the surgical workflow. And so rather than trying to get rid of the fluoroscope, we elected to try to improve it effectively. And we're the only navigation product that seamlessly blends into a fluoroscopic environment, and that's TrackX. So that means that the surgeon can use the same C-arms, the same workflow, the same instruments and instrumentation they're used to using today, but by adding in that navigation backbone into it, that means greater accuracy, substantially decreased OR time, and to boot, over 90% radiation reduction. And we're able to do this by design using, again, our snaps, which is in this case orange, without any capital investment by the facility. We do so by adding a cap and a collar, the 2 blue things, onto a standard fluoroscope that already exists in the hospital or outpatient center. To the instrument they want to track, we have to add a snap, which was the black thing. And then any x-ray they take shows up on the screen whenever they want. But when they move that instrument, when we have a snap attached to it, then we can watch it as if we're performing live fluoroscopy like you saw earlier. Whenever they're ready and whatever they need, they can take any shot they want. That shot not only confirms what they're doing and proves that we're telling them the truth, but actually recalibrates the entire system, meaning that every shot you take keeps the technology on track. And we're the only system out that effectively allows physicians to do that. In real time, in just a few seconds, they can get to the exact place they want at the right angle, the right location, and complete that step in the procedure, which means substantially decreased operating room time and less radiation. In randomized controlled trials, we've shown over 90% radiation reduction. At the same time, almost half an hour of OR time saving per procedure when they use this technology. A recent study shows that we have the accuracy equivalent to the best navigation robotic systems on the market, but in the same surgeon's hands over a 3-year period of time, the last study shows that we save an hour of operating room time per procedure when the same surgeon uses our technology versus a robot, which it means a lot to hospitals because time is money in the OR, as is our business model. Our business model favors the way the hospitals think about it. They don't have to acquire a large capital expenditure up front. They don't have to commit millions of dollars of implant sales and they don't have extended charges that last over time. TrackX is a simple business model where you pay for snaps. You use a snap, you pay for it. We're starting out in the Southeast, and we're looking for spine surgeons who are heavily fluoroscopically driven. That means a lateral, X-lift, A-lift, O-lift, ATP, or endoscopic physicians that are tied to the fluoroscope, which is, as I said, the majority of us. We're going to go deeper into their practices, go to their partners, and eventually expand into other areas of orthopedics, namely orthopedic trauma will be our next field, which we'll enter by the end of the year. To the hospital, we're offering to retain and improve their number of spine cases. To outpatient centers, we're specifically looking to bring high-dollar, high-margin cases to those facilities in a way that is economically viable to them to succeed. We have a razors and blades strategy, as I said earlier, $2,000 on average per snap, $3,000 per procedure, our margins are over 90%. We also offer a subscription model, effectively allowing outpatient centers and the like to control their costs and still obtain technology that they need, and extremely high margins, as you can see on the screen. Our COGS are about $35,000 a pop for the system and $35 a piece for a snap. We've done well over 1,000 cases in over a dozen facilities. We're on track to hit, we're over 3.5 million in run rate at this point. We're growing, as I said, at 15% month over month, which projects out nicely over the course of the next couple of years. The market opportunity here is massive because fluoroscopy is everywhere. And so as we branch out to go from minimally invasive spine into greater orthopedics, we expect the opportunity to grow and grow. Our pipeline is full, mostly in the Southeast, as we're a Southeastern-based company. We have multiple issued patents, a broad FDA clearance allowing us to letter to file any new procedure, any new area of medicine, any new snap. And a team that successfully invented and then built, ultimately brought into the OR, Bendini and LSI prior to exiting those technologies, and now have reformed to build TrackX. To that, we've added a number of others, including a number of people from Mazor, which we're pretty excited to have. Our goal is to be standard of care in fluoroscopy, and we're doing so by taking small bites of the apple and growing that overall. Through that, we're looking to raise $20 million as we extend a commercial round, and I'm happy to talk to anyone who'd be interested in finding out more or talking more about TrackX. And thank you very much.